So the big freeze is happening in Texas. This big ass cold front is happening. And I think I'm gonna try to outrun it somehow. Miss the bulk of it, if you know what I mean. That was a dope ass elevator. That's cool. So I drove to Galveston. Yeah, there's the cold front. It's gonna be like in the teens everywhere, and then so I was like, well, I'm gonna keep going south until I don't have to deal with that. And then so Galveston was my best bet, and then so I drove from Austin, stayed there for a bit, then left Austin last night, went through Houston, and then now I'm in Galveston. And I'm gonna wait it out for like a week here, maybe. I think Friday it's gonna start warming up again, so I guess I'll be here for a bit. See, I feel kind of cowardly driving all the way south as far as I can go to Texas, or like in Texas. But it's like my limit is like 30 degrees, right? So like I can sleep, get myself comfortable and 30 degrees. Any lower than that, I'm like, I don't want to do that. 30 is kind of my limit, you know? So when I see it's gonna go in the teens or even lower than that, I'm like, I'm out. It's like, I'm not from the north. I'm from Texas. We're not used to that kind of weather. So I'm like, yeah, it was an excuse for me to go on vacation. A little bit, yeah. But also, a guy living out of his car in Texas, I don't want to deal with that shit. Okay, so I have to give a little bit more context to this next video. So I went from Austin to Houston and then staying in Galveston trying to outrun this thing, and it basically caught up with me. It got way colder than I expected it to be. I wasn't expecting the damn wind chill. The wind chill! But yeah, it was supposed to be like close to 10 or 0, and there was a risk of like hypothermia. So I was freaking out at like 4 in the morning. So yeah, it was coming in. Everything was getting frozen. There were people doing donuts in the Walmart parking lot. I wasn't gonna sleep. It was just, I wasn't having it. It freaked me out. So it is almost 6 in the morning. I tried to sleep in my car, but I could not. I mean, I think I could, but the wind chill I didn't consider being a factor. They were saying it was going to be like at 0 or below 0, and so I was like, yeah, I've never really experienced that, like living out of my car and having to deal with that. So I decided to get a room, to play it safe, be prepared, because I have never experienced that. I didn't even consider wind chill like being a factor, but when it said it was going to be like around 0 or even lower, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm out of my element here. So I had to do the right thing and play it safe. I'm going to sleep. Bye. I feel like I'm in that eternal sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Jim Carrey, where there's like snow on the beach. So apparently it has snowed on the beach before in Galveston. It's just not a very common occurrence. So it happened in like 2004. I kind of looked it up on Google, and then it happened like in the 1800s or some shit. I don't know. So it has happened. It's just pretty rare. All of Texas is going through blackouts here and there. Everyone's scrounging for electricity. It's pretty nuts, man. Some weird times we're living in. Cold weather that Texas hasn't seen probably like in a long time. So it's pretty crazy. Look at that though. Snow on the beach. Yeah. So I'm driving halfway to Houston. I want to go to Buc-ee's for some reason. I don't know. Just to take a nice dump and yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm still like debating on what I need to do, like when it comes to go, like keep staying in Galveston or should I move, keep waiting it out, blah blah blah, whatever. I want to talk about something though. I think one of the biggest first stages of success, of being a part of the process, being on the journey, and whatever kind of endeavor that you're going for, I think the first one is admitting that you suck, right? So like if you go to the gym, which, you know, it's always the easiest reference. You go to the gym and you're gonna suck. You're gonna feel out of place. You don't know what to do with the equipment. Everyone's like bigger than you. You're comparing yourself to everyone else, and you try to do some reps and you can't get through shit. You're gassing yourself out. You suck, right? And then that's kind of like with everything. Like the first stage of success is being okay with making mistakes, of fucking up, of people not liking you. That stage of like, okay, you suck, nobody likes you kind of thing, that's a stage. And then when you keep going and are able to kind of roll with the punches and learn how to roll with those kind of punches, then you're progressing. It's like people never even start the journey because they're too afraid of getting hit, too afraid of the insults, too afraid of looking like a fool, of putting themselves out there, and they never even take a risk to even start the journey. It's like so I think the biggest step is where am I going? The biggest step is being able to take the punches, fail, yeah, pretty much failure. Failure is a part of success. And it's like if we don't own failure, we'll never succeed. You can't succeed without failure. How the fuck are you gonna learn? Sorry, I'm focusing on traffic. How are you gonna learn how to progress and succeed if you're always just hoping to be perfect? Like if you never even try because the overwhelming like standard of like seeming perfect, because all we see are these Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, I don't know, Manny Pacquiao. I'm just throwing out like Steve Jobs. Fuck, man, like these really successful people being at the top of their game. All we see is success, and it could be like anyone, like everyone that you're seeing that just has seemed like they made it. It's like what you don't see, because all you see is the glorification of the success that they're having. You don't see the fucking pitfalls of like what all these people had to go through. All the failures, all the rejections, all the trials and tribulations failing, like, that's what you don't see. All you see is the glory. It's like, that's what I think is the most important thing to see, is like these incredible figures that have accomplished so much. To see like what they've gone through, that's amazing. That's humbling. That's where it's at, you know. Like, so everyone's so, if I keep talking for everyone, I need to speak for myself, and if you relate with it, great. I am afraid of people judging me, failing, knowing who I am, not being good enough, or, you know, whatever, you know. And it's like, that's the first step, is being okay with people not liking you, rejecting you, not being okay with you. Because like, the biggest indicator of you being okay with yourself is having people shit on you, and, you know, putting yourself out there, knowing that people are going to shit on you, and being okay with it. That's the biggest indicator of you being okay with yourself. It's like, that's self-love, is having people shit on you and you be okay with it, and you still put yourself out there. That's self-love. I'm in Houston now, and Texas is still dealing with rolling blackouts. So like, some places have electricity, some don't, and then people are just kind of like scrounging for what's open. But hopefully we're on the tail end of this crazy cold front, and the temperatures will start getting back to normal, and power will start getting fixed or whatever, and I will slowly make my way back up north as it heats up. So yeah, that is the crazy record-breaking cold front for Texas 2021. I'm sure that will not be the last of historical events. Yeah.